5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
This is Boldcastify, the bold new way to podcast.
Hey
With
guys,
your host,
my name's Clay.
It's CJ.
This is season 2 of the Boldcastify College Series.
Yeah, man. Finally, football's back, especially college football. Fell and all, but college football a little more exciting.
It is. That's where the love's at. I mean, we love some NFL, obviously. I mean, this is the home of the Jags.
But I wish they had paid my boys, but that's a whole different conversation.
It's a whole different time, whole different conversation. Yeah, I know, right? We'll get to that talk another time.
All right.
Season 2 we're underway. Let's cap to the end of what happened last year, which we didn't get to. I know you don't want to go over it. I mean, hell, I don't really want to talk about it much, except for the fact it was an ACC team.
ACC team, man. It was the best quarterback last year. Best quarterback in the draft this year, even though a lot of people didn't believe it. Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson was very, very special. His whole time at Clemson, he was very, very special. That win last year, me being an Alabama fan, me being from Tuscaloosa, he wanted it bad, especially after how the year before ended, where he pretty much almost won, just ran out of time. I'll say it here now. That's a special quarterback, man. And
100%.
I always felt whoever had the last possession of the ball was going to win that game. They got the last possession, they won the game. That was a great team last year.
Yeah, what was it? A pass to Renfro with seconds or some jazz left? I don't remember exactly, but something in that ballpark.
Yeah, balled out on us last year. He did it again this year. Tony Brown messed up on his assignment, which is all good. We got beat by a better quarterback at the end of the day, a more hungry quarterback.
Jalen's young.
Jalen's very young,
freshman, however you want to call it.
Yeah, he was 18.
Yeah, Deshaun was determined.
Oh yeah.
He had seen it. He'd been there. He tasted it.
Mm-hmm.
Goldman was balling out in that last game. And then he saw this one. He wanted it.
And let's give Dabo credit, man. Dabo was a hell of a coach. We all knew that. But, that championship solidified. It's a championship that, against a team that he wanted to beat. That everybody wants to beat.
Everyone wants to beat
lately in this century.
If you want to put yourself in prominence, if you want to put the crown on yourself, you've got to beat Bama.
Yeah. Because every team, until Saban retires, every team that wins the championship, it's going to be, who did they beat? Did they beat Alabama? Oh, they didn't? Oh, okay, well.
That's all right.
Which that's a credit to Saban and the things he's done the past 10 years. And,
how many titles has he won since he's been there? 5? 4?
Yeah, he's got 4 of them now. He's got 5 total. He's got 4 of them in Alabama. He's chasing Bear Bryant. The great Bear Bryant's got 6. That's what he's chasing. I don't think he's going to get tired until he gets at least 6, and he's going to chase one more after that. And I think then, once he gets his 7th, I think he'll think about retirement after that.
Maybe. If the business lets him go at that point. Incredible game last year. No matter how you look at it, unbiased point of view, that game was one of the best championship games I've seen in years.
Oh, yeah.
Undoubtedly.
Alabama lost that game because they couldn't run the ball after Bo Scarborough went out.
Yeah, that definitely helped. That definitely helped Clemson a lot.
Plenty of running backs that were proven that were running. Damian Harris, Josh Jacobs, but nobody could make the effect that Bo Scarborough made in that game, that he made in the last 3 games.
And like you went back to Deshaun, they were relentless.
Yes.
And as much as the Alabama defense kept coming after him, he kept coming back.
I mean, at one point, he got flipped.
Yeah, he did. I think he did like a John Elway hurricane spin.
He got right back
helicopter flip.
The thing that why I say Deshaun Watson won that game is to win that game, he needed to commit no turnovers. And that's exactly what he did. Commit no turnovers. He didn't fumble the ball. Many times he got hit. He didn't throw a pick. Many times he got hit. He played really smart on the ball, and that's why even from last year, the year before when we played him, I said that's the best quarterback of that class, and the draft didn't reflect that.
No, it did not.
I think over the next 10 years, it will show that Deshaun Watson was the best quarterback in this draft class.
I'm starting to wonder that myself because there's a lot of question about that. There was a lot of question that going into the draft about his ball speed. Mm-hmm. They were talking about Mahomes, who obviously was from Texas Tech.
Very strong arm.
About very strong arm. Mm-hmm. The young man from UNC. Trubisky, thank you.
Very strong arm.
Another strong arm. And they do this ball speed measurement now in the draft. And apparently Deshaun measured at 44, which is below the average. But you can't teach greatness.
Exactly.
No matter what the ball speed is, you cannot teach greatness.
And you said it perfect right there. I think what Deshaun does better than all the other quarterbacks, something that you can't measure. The determination to win, that edge factor, that
No.
I mean, he's a baller.
In 2 championship games. Championship games.
Yes.
He put up 800 yards against Alabama.
In Alabama defense.
And that's the key word when you say that. Alabama against the Nick Saban defense.
Yes.
1 loss, 1 win. That's a task. That's a credit to his determination, the team's determination, who he's leading.
Nick Saban said it himself. That was the best quarterback he's faced since Cam Newton, which is a big statement. You know what I'm saying? Because Cam Newton, we all know that 1 year in college, he took over the world.
Oh, absolutely. That's where we're at. Clemson's our defending national champions. The ACC got it.
Shout out to ACC.
ACC had an incredible year, a great bowl record.
All the credit to Clemson.
All the credit. Absolutely. Florida State went ahead and beat Michigan.
Yes, they did. And now, speaking of Florida State, that's why I want to say all the credit to Clemson. They needed that win because this year Florida State will take the ACC back. Absolutely. And they will hold on to it for a while.
Yeah, I hope Dabo enjoyed it while he had it.
Yeah.
I mean, God bless them. I'm happy they got a little something there because someone else in the ACC needed to get it.
Yes.
But coming back home to Tallahassee.
I definitely think so. Just the recruiting days Florida State's been doing.
Oh,
being
absolutely.
in the top 2 and 3 the last 5-6 years. I think that's amazing. Credit to Jimbo. And that
credit
staff,
to Jimbo.
man.
Credit to his staff. Just look from top to bottom, everybody. I don't even know where to start. They do an incredible job at recruiting.
What they do a good job of is recruiting out of state. I mean, even though Florida is a very hot pull for talent, they go into other states and pull out talent, which I think is a credit, like I said, to Jimbo and his staff.
Yeah, they just went and got, as of tonight, and this is Tuesday,
3-star linebacker out of
South Florida.
Okay.
Rosario Lewis. Rosario?
Mm-hmm. Big pickup for Florida State.
Big linebacker. That was a big deal.
Florida State's always in the running for the number 1 recruiting class. Always. Since Jimbo's got there, they're always in the running for the number 1
And where did Jimbo get that?
Saban. That's Saban tree.
That's Saban tree.
Which, if you want to take it further, the Belichick tree. If you want to take it a step further.
Wow, yeah. That 94 Cleveland team.
Oh, my God.
This ain't an NFL show, but we'll talk about that another time. That 94 Cleveland team, just research and look at that staff from top to bottom. If that team never moved, God knows what would have happened.
Man.
I digress.
Take some championships away from Patriots and other Steelers.
Yeah, you'd be taking a lot of championships and bringing them back.
That's what you would do.
With that being said, we're back here in Titletown, Alabama.
Yeah, man.
I don't care what you say. I don't care if it belongs to Clemson right now. Titletown still belongs to Alabama.
Yeah, the past 10 years, Nick Saban's been doing his thing, doing more than his thing. He's been balling out. And in just the span that he's won his championships, the short span is why people lean, especially in Alabama, lean more towards putting him above Bear Bryant because of how quick he's won his championships. Yes, Bear Bryant won a lot, but it took him a while. It took him a long span to win those. Nick Saban has done it in these 10 years, which is just incredible.
But look at the competition, too.
Yeah, I mean...
He's got an incredible amount of intense competition.
Yes.
As compared to what Bear did. Not taking anything away from Bear.
Yes.
I mean, Bear had maybe 8 teams to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
God, you can start listing off all the teams that Nick has to worry about.
For a while, the SEC was the top conference. Last year, I think the ACC might have had the better conference.
I honestly believe
think a couple conferences had a better.
I honestly believe top to bottom, the ACC had the best conference.
ACC, and
not being biased.
Then I'll put the Pac-12 under them, and then I'll put the SEC somewhere because the quarterback play. Let's be honest, quarterback play in the SEC was bad last year.
Okay, I'll give you that. It was bad, but I'd still probably put the SEC over the Pac-12, and I like the Pac-12 because just to let y'all know, we're going to be covering the Pac-12 after dark at least when we can, because I mean we do love some Pac-12 football, especially late night football.
Yeah, I heard.
We're on the East Coast. It does a job. And especially checking out that Josh Rosen.
Out of
UCLA.
UCLA, the quarterback out there at USC, which everybody's getting a lot of hype for.
Oh yeah, Sam Darnold.
I really
he's going to be killing it.
I wish he was in that game when Alabama played in the first game because I don't know if he would have the same height. Maybe it would have gave for a better game, maybe too. You can't say here or there, but because we beat him pretty bad, and for them to get that hot throughout the season with that quarterback in there, I was a little disappointed that we couldn't get the full USC team because that's what it's about, good competition. That's why I'm excited about this Florida State.
That's what everything's about. It's a good competition.
Mm-hmm.
But that will tell you a lot. Opinion of the 2 Los Angeles teams do you think is coming out of the Pac-12 South?
I think UCLA. I think Josh Rosen outplayed Sam Darnold, but I think USC is a better overall team, so I think they win. They're the better team out of those two.
Yeah, I'm thinking, obviously, because of Rosen, UCLA is going to pull some nice victories off.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, the nod's going to go to USC.
Yeah, definitely. USC.
USC is going to be balling this year.
Yeah.
You think they make the final six? Not in the playoff, but
I give them top six. Yeah, definitely. I give them top six.
Now, do you think they make the playoff?
No, because I think Penn State out of the Big Ten gets in there. I think
that kind of edges them out.
Yeah, I think SEC team gets in there. Alabama. I think ACC team gets in there. Florida State. Okay, well maybe I will throw USC in there. Pac-12.
Or one Pac-12 team, or a Big 12 like Oklahoma State, because Oklahoma State's rocking really well this year.
Yeah,
because they got that quarterback.
Oklahoma State. I think Texas will surprise a lot of people this year.
Think so with Herman?
Yeah, I think Herman, and they got good quarterback play this year. I think Texas will surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good matchup. Whichever team comes out of the Big 12, because they're actually going to have a championship game this year. Yep. Even though they don't have enough teams.
Mm-hmm.
They made some kind of bylaw to where they can do championship games, which is kind of odd.
And, of course, Oklahoma would be really good again, too. They got Baker Mayfield back, so.
Right. But
count them out.
In that same time, since this is the first time we've talked about it, they no longer have, or the head coach, should I say. Bob Stoops is gone.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So it's Lincoln Riley or something, I believe, is replacing him.
Yeah, so that would affect them a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be affecting. It's going to affect recruiting. It's going to affect the dynamic of the team. Because they've had that same coach for, what?
For a minute.
2000?
Yeah.
So 17 years? I mean, it's just amazing. But let's get down to the nitty-gritty. Let's get down to the base of everything.
Okay.
September 2nd.
Florida State, Alabama.
Atlanta.
Biggest game of the year up until the playoffs, I think.
It's not even in the dome anymore.
Yeah, it's in the
Mercedes, Benz, whatever the heck it is now.
Yeah, new stadium.
It's even the Mercedes Benz, whatever.
They can't get the roof working for some reason.
Yeah, the roof's down or something.
So it'll still be a dome, I guess.
It's supposed to open like an eye.
Oh, okay.
It's jammed. Whatever. Who cares?
Can't be broken if it ever start working, so they just got to
fix it. That's very true. But apparently it's got a big old ribbon board on the very top.
Okay.
Incredible technology. So I'm excited to see it. I mean, we're all excited to see it, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm excited for Alabama to play in Atlanta because we've had some good times in Atlanta in the past few years. Won the last 3 SEC championships. We've turned Atlanta into home the past few years, so I'm excited about that part. Hopefully that can give us some kind of an edge, even though I would definitely believe Florida State will travel really good being that close to Atlanta. So they definitely will travel really good. Alabama always travels really good.
Always. Every time going to Atlanta, they always have Interstate 20 clogged. Alabama fans, you all own Interstate 20. If y'all don't know this already, Interstate 20 is y'all's.
Yes.
I mean, it might as well be called the Clemson Interstate, especially going from Alabama into Atlanta.
Yes.
Because y'all have got that down to a science.
So with Tallahassee being so close to Atlanta, I think Florida State will have a very good showing. So.
Oh, absolutely. Because, I mean, it's right up 75.
Yeah. So,
whole bunch of everyone coming from God's country will be heading up there.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So I don't know how much of being that we've had success there, I guess a home field advantage will have. I think it'll be pretty evenly split.
Oh, absolutely. I believe so. Do you hear what the ticket is for this game?
What's the prices now?
It's sitting at about $1,000, in between $800 and $1,000 for the cheapest ticket to this game. As we are sitting on the 15th of August for the game of the century, as it's been, or the game of the millennium in some aspects.
It's gonna be bigger than that Conor McGregor fight.
Yeah. I mean, this is taking Conor McGregor because everyone knows that's a damn hoax.
Yeah, that ain't sold out yet. I think that.
No, they're trying to pump that one up. But
that college football game is gonna be bigger than that.
Yeah, they'll be hating the fact how big this is.
Oh yeah.
But the little fact of the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Oh, sorry, not the Superdome. The Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. It's 28,000 tons of steel.
Oh, wow.
That's more than half the size of the Titanic.
Oh wow.
Random fact. Field, seats, stadium, all that, and it's got a 360-degree board at the very top that's beneath the opening roof.
Finally, something that's shitting on Jerry's World, his big ass TV.
Yeah, this totally dominates everything. It's called a Halo board. It can tune into 10 different signals on this board.
Oh,
incredible technology.
That's going to be the new thing now. All the stadiums end up trying to have that. Oh, definitely. Best believe Jerry Jones is going to be the first person to call him for that in his stadium.
Oh, I'm sure. You know Jerry Jones is already gritting his teeth.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably because of that Ohio State running back, too.
Mm-hmm.
Former Ohio State running back, should we say.
Zeke.
Zeke. But I digress to another story. But what do you think going into this game? Hots, nots, hot takes. What do you see here coming from the Bama squad?
Well, let's talk about edges in the game. Let's start at quarterback. I'll give you my opinion. As far as edge in the game at quarterback, I will give it to Florida State based off of experience, based off of how much they trust Francois with the playbook and with the team in his hands. I think he has a lot more trust in Jalen right now. Jalen being the younger quarterback. Even though Jalen, his freshman year made it to the championship game, a lot of that was based off of the team he's on, too, on top of his talent, because he's a great talent. But I think Francois, I give him the edge because I think he has more experience as far as being a quarterback, as far as being in control of the offense.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give him the edge for not necessarily experience, but they gave him the whole playbook. But experience in the game. Granted, they played the Ole Miss game. Granted, they've played Alabama. I mean, not Alabama. Sorry. Ole Miss. They've played Miami. In Miami. They've played Florida. All big games. And, of course, Michigan.
Yes.
Down in Miami for the bowl game. But playing a national title game, that's undoubtedly that's special. That's a special experience.
To almost win a national championship game.
Yeah, to almost win a national title game.
Let's be honest. As a freshman,
that's an experience that is undeniable.
I don't think he's even 19 yet.
No, I don't think so. I understand what you're saying too, because they both go at it in a different methodical direction.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, being younger, he's now going to sophomore year, true sophomore. He's still more of a mobile quarterback, but he's still a pretty darn good passer, too.
Yeah.
Tua Francois is definitely a pass-first quarterback.
Yes.
Big arm, pass-first quarterback. I kind of say it's a net even, personally.
Yeah, I give Francois the edge.
But they do let Francois have
more playbook. The things that Jalen's going to be in control of now, Francois already had control as far as last year, playing some big games, like you said earlier. I give them the edge at quarterback. As far as, let's go running back.
Cam Akers.
Cam Akers is a big name. Really, very good running back.
But he's never played a college football game.
Never played a college football game. Was committed to Alabama and kind of decommitted because of the fact that Alabama does such a great job recruiting running backs. We had 3 of our returning running backs back this year, as far as Bo Scarborough, Damian Harris, and Josh Jacobs. Pulled in Brian Robertson, another 4-star running back out of Tuscaloosa, and on top of pulling the number 1 recruit last year, Najee Harris, a running back, that kind of drove Cam Akers away, which makes a whole lot of sense because he's ready to play this year. I think Cam Akers is going to be great. He's going to get the bulk of the carries as the season goes on. I think it's going to be more split up in the first few games maybe. But I give Alabama the edge because the fact that what I said earlier about how much they're returning, how much experience they're returning. Experience plays a lot to me.
Experience does play a lot.
You can be as talented as you can, but if you haven't been in the games,
I undoubtedly have to give the experience and the edge to Alabama in this case. Obviously, Cam could be great. Cam could be better than anyone on this field, but we don't know this. So this edge goes to Bo because Bo was a pivotal factor, as we have already spoke about.
Especially the last 3 games.
Yeah, well, he was obviously. He was a simple pivotal factor in this championship game.
Yes.
So you could already tell that.
To the point where you can almost say Alabama could have won if Bo doesn't get hurt, but
could have very easily. So we could easily say, and obviously the edge does go to Bama on this aspect. Offensive line, what do you got?
Offensive line, Alabama loses their left tackle, and Cam Robinson, very, very talented guy. But, Nick Saban's been doing a hell of a job recruiting the past 6 years. Number 1 recruiting class. We always, in Alabama, focus on the offensive line because we like to run the ball out in Alabama. Last year, Francois took a lot of hits. I think that was more credit to that being a young offensive line. Again, that goes to talent again.
Yes.
Florida State to be healthy at offensive line. It'll be all about how much Florida State offensive line learned from last year. At this point, based off of not what the offensive line has to deal with as far as the opposite team's defensive line, but just based off of experience as far as the overall offensive line as a whole, I'll give it to Florida State, being that the fact that Alabama has to plug in more holes on offensive line than Florida State does. They can be more talented, but again, it goes back to experience. And the fact that Florida State's going to be focused on the fact that Francois took a lot of hits. They've been focused on that.
Right, they are. And this is where, I don't know, this is where I have stuff to go, Alabama on this one. Just because I've seen so much on how Alabama reloads that offensive line. I hope I'm wrong, obviously, because I saw how many hits that Francois took last year. That was unnecessary. Obviously, with Eberle and all that stuff, you've got Maselli in there. You've got a number of talents in there. I'm hoping they can rearrange this stuff and make this a formidable offensive line. I still say this is honestly probably one of their biggest weaknesses on the whole team.
Yeah.
Offensive line's.
Based on if you based off of last year, you can definitely say that. You never tell how much work a team puts in
that's the whole
as far
thing.
as the spring
When you're
and summer.
talking about college, year to year, it's drastically different because
Yes.
of one, new recruits who leaves. You're talking about men's bodies that change from 18 to 22.
Mm-hmm.
You want drastic changes,
Big jump.
big jumps in these time brackets.
And again, this is just based off of offensive line, not based off of Florida State versus Alabama's defensive line or FSU offensive line versus
No, we're
Alabama
just going
defensive
position
line, just based off
by
of
position.
the position alone.
All right, let's take it to the other line. Where do you want to see it? Let's see it on offense, actually.
Okay, let's talk about the receiver fact. I can speak for Alabama. Of course, we got Calvin Ridley returning, which I think is one of the best receivers in the country. I think Robert Foster, they say, I read earlier that he's playing with he's bringing an angry mentality to the game. Of course, he was a 5-star recruit coming out of Pennsylvania. Last year, he started to come out in the first few games, got hurt very early. He's been dealing with some injuries, but he's a tall guy, about 6'1", he's a fast guy, runs a sub 4.340, great hands, great route runner. I think he's going to have a great year this year. I think him being hurt and Aldarius Stewart showing up put a lot of hold on him, but I think Robert Foster has a very good year. And then we got some other guys, some young guys in there that's been balling out this year. Henry Ruggs III, Devontae Smith, Cam Sims out of Louisiana. This is his senior year. We'll have him in the slot. He's a big, tall guy, 6'5" guy. Alabama's got a lot of talent at receiver. Florida State got some pass catchers.
Yes, we do. We got some ballers. We've lost a lot of people because obviously we lost Kermit. He left us. He's one of our last holders from the national title team. And we also lost Travis Rudolph.
I commend him again for what he did last year.
Yes, he did. He was incredible.
Great man.
Incredible person. And the same thing, we have Alden Tate. Mm-hmm. Baller, man. Big old fella, too. Big frame. I want to say he's like 6'4". I may be a little off from that, so don't quote me. But 6'4", and they have a little speedster in Naquan Lane.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I give the edge to Alabama based off of speed, man. I think Alabama has a lot of speed out there, receiver.
Naquan Murray,
we have a lot of guys that can flat out fly at receiver. And I will give the edge to Alabama. As far as receiver standpoint, it all depends on, like I said, quarterbacks. Which I gave the edge to Florida State as far as quarterback play, but as far as pure receiver talent, I give it to Alabama.
I don't know. I even though with Ridley and the experience there, I'm having to kind of lean towards Florida State on this one.
Okay.
It's tough though. It's kind of a push to me, but I'm slightly leaning towards Florida State.
Okay.
Now let's hit it to tight ends. Do we have anything tight ends?
Tight ends, Alabama lost one of the best tight ends that's been around for a while. O.J. Smith, he's out there in Tampa now. Very underutilized at Alabama. We'll see if that changes this year with Brian DeBall running plays. Former tight ends coach from the Patriots. So I would definitely imagine Alabama using their tight ends a whole lot more this year. We got Irv Smith
I would imagine so.
We got some young guys out there that's big, physical, strong, fast, that can play the position very well.
I'd look to see a very similar format.
In this case, I would give Alabama the edge based off of coaching. I think
kind of go with that.
Play calling, I think, will lean more towards tight ends. It's going to be a lot of play action based off of, Alabama having a very good running game, and that's what a lot of the Tom Brady did last year was play action pass. So I would give the edge to Alabama this year.
Well, I definitely like what Tim Brewster's done with our tight end sets. He's done a lot. We still have Izzo. So I'm very happy with what we got right now. Izzo's been pretty good.
Okay.
We of course had Nick O'Leary for a while.
Yep.
And he was very consistent for us.
Very consistent.
I don't want to give it to us just because of what I know. because I'm not 100%, I'm going to split the difference right here because I do like the coach y'all got.
Okay.
I see a lot of good things coming to do with the coach y'all got going to the tight ends. But I obviously do very much like what Tim Brewster's done, and Tim Brewster's a hell of a damn recruiter.
Let's talk a little
So
bit
he's
about
more important than the tight end. So, want to get this to defense?
defensive line, man.
This is where it's all at.
Most important position
This is where it's won.
outside the offensive line. The line is definitely the most important position in football to me. Florida State has a very talented defensive line.
Oh, my Lord.
Wow, they have
My Lanta.
some great talent coming back. Some
Yes.
great talent with experience. Florida State offensive line, the defensive line is scary.
This may be, quote me now, this may be one of the best, if not the best, Florida State defensive line we've seen.
In a while, definitely. As far as Alabama, we lost a lot on defensive line last year. We lose Jonathan Allen, which is one of the greatest defensive products we put out. Tim Williams, one of our sack artists, who turned out to be a every down outside linebacker, edge rusher. But we bring in some good guys. We got Deshaun Hand, got Darren Payne, which is a beast in the middle. Christian Miller's emerging on the outside, more of a Tim Williams type of edge rusher. I will give Florida State the edge based off of experience, definitely. Even though I think Alabama has some very talented guys, that's credit to the recruiting classes we pulled in. But I have to give the edge to Florida State, man. That experience, the few guys that got coming back, I would definitely give the edge to Florida State.
And obviously, you know where I'm going. I've got to go with Florida State 100% because I love this line. This line is undefeatable right now, in my opinion.
Yes.
Because this line, especially if it stays healthy, will carry them right into the championship.
Yes, I think
or
so.
at least in the Final Four, should I say.
Definitely Final Four.
That's right, yeah. Because you've got Christmas at tackle, you've got Noddy at nose tackle, you've got, I mean, just look around. You've got Thomas at linebacker, you got McFadden back there at corner. I mean, that's going back in the back end now.
Mm-hmm.
But you got Sweat, who started coming on strong. He slowly started coming on. You got Burns
is a monster.
He's playing over the buck.
Yeah.
And he's an animal. I mean,
He's a monster out there.
Brown's looking good out there. Ermon Lane, they moved him back into safety. He didn't work out on the offense. They moved him to safety. And guess what? Straight ball.
Yeah.
Trey Marshall, I believe he's going to be suspended for the first half because of what happened in the Michigan game. If he can not try to knock people out and do the head-to-heads, he's good. He's awesome. He's a fantastic hitter. Fantastic safety.
The Florida State defensive line is going to be...
But that entire line from Hoskins, Sweat, Christmas...
That's going to be a starter
Jones,
team.
I mean, the whole thing.
The defensive line is going to be a starter team. They're going to create a lot of havoc for
it's going to be very disruptive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's one guy I think I'm missing, maybe. What's his name? Oh, Derwin James. Number 3.
The all-defensive player.
Yeah, that's where it all anchors on. Because he wasn't healthy last year. Excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got one. So you can't blame everything on that. He was out. He got injured. That killed part of the defense a little bit for a while. If he stays healthy this year, along with every other piece I just mentioned, this Florida State defense is going to be undeniably very potent.
We're talking about defensive line, but we talk about Derwin James because Derwin James plays all over the field.
I know. I kind of went off the rails there because I started talking about everything.
He's labeled as a safety, but that man can play anywhere on that defense.
I mean, he's played end, he's played safety, he's played linebacker. I mean, hell, he's returned kicks, I think.
That guy's a monster. And he's got some great talent around him as far as in that secondary, man. Florida State's got one of the best, if not the best secondary coming into this year, on paper, definitely.
Yes, 100%.
A lot of experience coming back. But Alabama's got some guys out there, too. And, Nick Saban being a defense specialist, a secondary specialist, to be specific. We got Fitzpatrick out there who is a Derwin James type as far as playing all over the field, but he plays all over the secondary. I think he's one of the best pure secondary players in the country because he can play cornerback or safety extremely well. I think we have another very good safety in Ronnie Harrison out of Tallahassee, Florida, who Florida State didn't even recruit for some reason. Big guy, 6'3" guy, hard hitter, has a nose for the football. And then we got Anthony Avery, who a lot of guys a lot of people slept on last year, but he had one of the most productive years as far as a cornerback last year. Not a lot of interceptions or any interceptions at all, but he had a whole lot of pass deflections. Kept guys covered. He got picked on a lot because he was the guy that everybody wanted to pick on because we had Marlon Humphrey on the other side. Everybody knew about him. Trayvon Diggs is showing up real well. Brother of Stephon Diggs showing up real well. The opposite side of him on cornerback. So Florida State's got some lot of good talent in the secondary. It'll come down to how we play against this Florida State offense, though, because we've seen in the past, Florida State, Alabama has had trouble playing against these teams that have quarterbacks that can throw the ball over the field. But as far as
the same, not to interrupt you, but as the same, Florida State has issues against mobile quarterbacks. Yeah. We've seen that last year with Lamar Jackson throwing up goddamn 63 points. Deshaun. For a couple of years. Yeah, obviously had issues there. But I mean, just look at it. Mobile quarterbacks, they've given the Florida State Charles Kelly. I mean, I'm still not sold on them. Yeah. But they've given him. I mean, he's got all pieces to work with, so there's no issues this year. Yeah. Because that defensive coordinator we used to have, what's his name? I'm trying to remember.
Oh, you mean Jeremy Pruitt?
That guy. Yeah. Where is he at now?
He came back home, came back to Alabama. Yeah,
that's where he's at now.
Running that secondary like he did at Alabama and at Florida State extremely well.
So I think he may play a key because he obviously knows how Jumbo works.
Oh, definitely.
He knows how that defense works.
Oh, yeah.
He knows how all that works. But obviously, I think they've changed some things.
Yeah.
But
Saban definitely has some influence on that secondary, no matter what you say. But if you talk about pure talent, as far as secondary, I give the edge for Florida State based off experience. Obviously, Alabama's got a lot of talent out there. But based off experience, man, and based off of Jeremy James being back there at that safety spot, playing all 100%. Over the field, he's going to make his job a lot easier for those guys in Florida State's backfield, secondary. And I think it's going to be tougher, especially with Jalen trying to be more of a passing quarterback this year and stretch the ball down the field more this year. It's going to be very tough in that first game trying to do that against that secondary. That's going to be a very good test for him.
I agree. This is definitely going to be a testament to see what kind of development he's had because you're going from what Kiffin did to Sarkisian and to
Brian DeBall. Yeah.
But to what he's done under his tutelage in the last 6 months or so.
Which is another reason why, I kind of give the edge to quarterback with Florida State because Jalen is with his third offensive coordinator, believe it or not, within a year.
Yeah, which is really unfair to that young man. Yeah. Absolutely unfair.
Let's talk about linebackers a little bit. I'm excited about Alabama's linebackers. We own linebackers as far as recruiting passing years.
Linebacker you.
My God, I mean,
undoubtedly, linebacker you.
Yes, we lose Robert Foster. We bring in a guy, Rashad Evans, who happened to be a teammate of Robert Foster, just as athletic, not as hard of a hitter. Because who was? You got a guy in Mac Wilson who earned a reputation like Robert Foster as far as big hits. Everybody remembers that those two big hits on Speedy Noyle in that Texas A&M game, turning kicks and almost takes his head off. You got Rashad Evans, you got Mac Jones, you got Ben Davis, who was one of the number one inside linebackers last year. And then we pulled in a great linebacker class this year headed by Dylan Moses, who was arguably one of the best recruits in the nation. He was on everybody's radar from middle school. Very fast, very strong, very big guy, very versatile guy. And we got other guys out there. Darius Coward. I think Alabama is pretty much unfair at linebacker right now. We got too many riches, which is not a problem to have at all. So I think you'll see a lot of rotation. I think Alabama gets at it as far as blitzing, as far as coverage, covering tight ends. I think Alabama balls out this year as far as...
I undoubtedly have to give the edge to linebacker to Alabama right now. Undoubtedly. Because we got Thomas. We got Thomas, we've got Brown, we've got Jackson, we've got a couple of them, Haskins. But, Thomas has always fought injuries, Haskins fought some injuries. There's questions there, undoubtedly. But when they're on the field, they're good. They're really good. So, I feel the position's good, but it's not consistent enough. I still give the edge to Alabama in that aspect.
Yeah, of course, you can't talk about football if you don't talk about special teams. Special teams doesn't get a lot of love. As far as Alabama's concerned, we got Xavier Marks back there returning. Trayvon Diggs has a lot of experience returning. He was a freshman last year returning punts. We got Henry Ruggs third, a freshman coming in. He's a very fast guy. They've been trying out returning. We have the best punter coming back. Kicking is going to be some trouble if you ever have some trouble with kicking. As far as special teams, I have to give it the edge to Alabama because we own more phases of the game than special teams as far as, I think, than Florida State.
Yeah, I'd probably go that route. Honestly, I've never been a fan of our special teams, and not in recent years. It's been better than what we've seen. But Ricky Aguayo is definitely not Roberto, but then again, Roberto has not been a Roberto because he just got cut for the Buccaneers.
Yeah, great years at Florida State. Second round pick. They traded up for him at Tampa, and that was last year. Yeah.
And he's already gone before the second season.
We'll definitely put him on the bust list right now.
Yeah, I would definitely say it's a bust.
He has plenty of time to redeem himself. He's a very young guy, former soccer player.
Yep, but that's a shame.
Yeah,
when you're already cut for your second season.
Oh yeah,
you suck. I noticed at this point. So hopefully Ricky does not have the same meltdown that Roberto does, because we'll need him.
Well, it wouldn't really matter because Roberto had a good years at Florida State. So if he could ball out of Florida State,
yeah, I just want Ricky to keep going.
Yeah, hopefully Ricky doesn't go to NFL and does what he did. So
right. So I think that's pretty much our breakdown. Overall, I still give the edge to Florida State because of experience for the players themselves.
Okay.
Coaching, obviously, you have to give the edge to Saban, undoubtedly.
Yeah, I would not disrespect Saban. Bama fan or not, I would not disrespect Saban.
No, I mean, I can't. I mean, I love Jimbo. I mean, I love what Jimbo's done for us. But you have to give the coaching edge, too.
And a little fact, Saban hasn't lost to a former coach.
That's true.
But up until last year, he didn't lose a national championship game either. So Sean Watson put it into that. So Jimbo is the guy I think that can put it into him not losing the former coaches. I pick anybody. I pick Jimbo to do it.
I was about to say, if anyone can do it, it's Jimbo.
Kirby has a great chance, but I think Jimbo is more
Kirby is damn sure recruiting, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. He's scary.
But that Georgia team is looking good.
But I think right now...
Let's see it put together, but yeah.
Florida State has a way more put together than Georgia right now.
Absolutely. I'm saying for the future.
I love Jimbo as a coach, personally.
Yes.
Even being an Alabama fan and feeling like I have the greatest coach of all time, I love Jimbo as a coach, man. It's just his swagger, the way he motivates his
the whole
players.
Demeanor, everything he does, everything about him.
Everything about Jimbo, I love him. I wish he could be the guy to groom for when Saban leaves, but can't have your cake and eat it too.
You never know. You may already have him being groomed, maybe playing against him. But that's to be decided.
Yeah,
that's in the future.
I felt the same way last year when we played Dabo. I can't wait for Dabo to leave and come to Alabama.
All right, before we wrap this up, let's give a couple of looks. We'll actually do a breakdown before we actually get before the games.
Okay,
of the whole week.
Okay, do you want to do a quick prediction? I mean, obviously.
Of this game?
Yeah, quick prediction, score prediction. We'll do score prediction since both of us kind of biased, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, we can do one closer to the game, but we'll go ahead and do one now.
We can do a quick one real quick,
Obviously, mine's going to be, I'm thinking it's going to be a low-scoring game, personally, because both defenses are going to be tough.
How low-scoring are you thinking?
I'm thinking, let's go 30... 31
to the point where now
28.
Okay.
Florida State.
Obviously, I think Alabama's going to win the game. I think Florida State leads by 3 or 10 after the third quarter. I think the fourth quarter Alabama owns it, and we end up winning by 21. But I think the first game of the season, Alabama always dominates. We played some good teams. We played USC. We played Wisconsin. We played Michigan. And dominated all those games. And I think we played West Virginia. I think,
but none of those are Florida State.
None of those Florida State, and definitely, I would not compare this Florida State team to those teams. I think Florida State beats those teams too, as well. I think Alabama comes out in that fourth quarter and just dominates.
I can see Alabama winning, but not by 3 touchdowns in any aspect.
Yeah, I think we dropped 3. 3 touchdown win.
I think you're mistaken, my friend. You're delirious. We'll put this poll up there and see what you think, and give us your outcome on the Guard It and Gold BCS. and we'll see what you think of our outcome.
In the house or outside?
Also, let's touch on the couple of big games from that first day.
Yeah, we got some big games that week.
I didn't realize this.
None bigger than Alabama, Florida State, but
Obviously, that one's hands down.
definitely some big games that will have a lot of playoff indication involved in them.
Florida, for the first time since, we're old enough to talk.
Yeah,
Or so we've been alive, or some cases. Florida's actually playing an out-of-conference opponent on the road.
about time, man.
A big name.
Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah.
In Texas, where Alabama usually plays sometimes.
Yeah, you know.
That's their second home. That's their third home.
Yeah, we got a lot of homes out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Florida's playing Michigan.
I'm proud of him.
Harborough been doing a great job at recruiting. He's pulling some great guys.
He is
Headline
incredible.
Sean
He's
Gray
killing
at
it.
defensive line.
What do you think about Florida?
Florida, I think they're a great overall team until they figure out the quarterback situation.
Right. The quarterback situation is key. If it's going to be Franks or if it's going to be Malik.
I like Franks. I like Franks to win the job personally. I think that Michigan defense is going to give Florida a lot of trouble, especially if they can't throw the ball.
Right.
But I also think that Florida defense is going to give Michigan a lot of trouble because they're going to have potentially a young quarterback coming out there. I want to root for the SEC in this game, but I have to give the edge to Jimbo. I think Jimbo wins that game. I think it's a very close game. I think it's a very exciting game. I think Jimbo wins by 7.
So, wow. Give him the big Jim, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
These things won't get it done? Even with having to replenish the entire team?
if he doesn't get it done, I think all the hype on Jimbo dies out. I think
Wow.
the hype dies out, especially if he loses them and Ohio State this year. I think all the hype. For
Yeah,
Jimbo
he'll
is
probably lose a lot of his hype, but you're right.
Yeah.
Because he's got to make that. He's got to have that signature win because he doesn't really have a big signature win yet, does he?
No, not
To be
really.
honest.
Not to be honest.
He got the doors blown off by Ohio State. No, that wasn't last year.
He's got
Year
the big
before.
paycheck, but
Yeah, he's got the paycheck, but he doesn't have the win.
So
They've got to get the win.
what do you think about your arch rival in this game, Florida?
Right now, I'd probably have to give my edge to Florida at this point. But with that being said, I'm kind of starting to slightly lean back to Michigan
Okay,
because what just recently came out,
what's that?
Antonio Callaway.
Oh,
You have 7 suspensions. 7 Gators are out for this game because of fraud charges. They basically were trying to take fraud. They basically took some of their school products, took them, said they were robbed. In all actuality, they sold the products online,
wow.
like from laptops, books, different things of that nature. No, we got robbed. So 7 members, including Antonio Callaway, and I want to say a couple of the defensive members, are out for this game.
Yeah, that's going to hit
So
a
that's
big
gonna definitely
toll
hurt.
on Florida, man. These guys, you get this opportunity to play college football, whether you aim for the
Callaway,
NFL or not. I think you should. It's free education.
Yeah, it is.
I mentioned earlier, I think college players should be paid, and that'll be a conversation for another day. But
Right.
either way, as free education, I think you should do nothing to jeopardize that.
And Callaway's had multiple opportunities, and multiple times he screwed this up. Multiple times. So something's got to be done in his case, but not my thing to kind of decide. But this is also a big game for Jim McElwain
Yeah, Jim McElwain is
because
on the hot seat this year. I would say.
I'd say so because he hasn't beat a rival except. Well, sorry, I take it back. He's beat Georgia, but he's also he was the first one to lose to Tennessee in forever. He hasn't beat Florida State.
Nope.
He's been to the SEC championship a few times, but he's got his ass kicked both times.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to beat the Tide.
Yeah, it's been tough for him. Jimbo's definitely on the hot seat, man. If he needs a signature win, and it's gonna have to come. That unfortunately for him, it's gonna have to come that first week because people are not confident that he can beat Florida State, and it's definitely not the year to beat Florida State this year.
No.
And Florida, Georgia, Kirby is gonna be balling this year.
Yeah,
I think
Kirby's
so.
set
That's
and ready.
gonna be tough.
So if you're going to have any year to start going, this is your time because Georgia's getting better. Florida State's consistent. They're losing chances. They're losing opportunities. And guess who they scheduled coming up?
What's that?
They scheduled Miami in 19.
Huh.
And guess what? Mark Richt is doing some. He's making some magic down there.
Making some magic out there. So yeah,
Down in Coral Gables.
It's going to be a tough year for McElwain this year.
All right, we got 2 more. Vautech and West Virginia.
West Virginia. They got that boy Will Greer out of Florida, don't they?
Yeah, that one they ran off. They let go.
Which could have changed a lot of things from Florida, but hey.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think he's going to shock him.
I think West Virginia wins that game purely based off of quarterback play. I think the quarterback outplays.
Quarterback play goes a lot.
Tech quarterback,
especially in college. Quarterback play goes a long way.
Yeah, quarterback play and defense, man. And then even in this age, I give quarterback play the edge over defense now because of how high powered the offenses are this year. These past few years.
Our Houston game this year is going to be BYU and LSU.
LSU's going to have to win this game. If Oregon wants to take back the SEC West, these guys are going to need some confidence because it's going to be real tough to take it from Alabama. We'll see what their quarterback situation looks like coming into this game. It's going to tell us a lot about LSU. BYU is supposed to be a really good team this year.
Supposed to be.
I still give the edge to the SEC, man. That defense is going to be tough to beat.
I'd have to agree until proven otherwise. It's still got to be the LSU. And last but not least, second match, second year in a row, UCLA, Josh Rosen. They host Texas A&M.
Texas A&M playing really good last year, right? Didn't they?
They played fair. They started picking up.
Josh Rosen's going to win that game.
I
say
so.
Josh Rosen.
They lost last year, but
it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be a lot of points on the board.
Right.
Josh Rosen is going to score more points than Texas A&M.
Now, tell me this. Is Kevin Sumlin on the hot seat?
Kevin Sumlin is definitely on the hot seat, especially
his got to be toasted.
Especially now that he's got Tom Herman out there in Houston.
Yeah.
I mean, at Texas University, it's going to be tough for him, man. I hate it for him, but yeah, he's on the hot seat.
It sucks.
He's going to need that signature win. He's going to have a great year this year.
I think that year with Menzel, that first year with Menzel, it's like whatever, that set the bar too high.
Yeah.
You got people spoiled too quick.
Yeah. He's going to have to win that first game. He's going to have to beat Texas this year.
Yep.
6'6".
But, hopefully. Maybe they'll play Texas at some point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, I guess with that being said, that's going to be the first episode of the season for the Boldcastify College Series. My name's Clay.
My name's CJ from the town. Roll Tide, baby.
And go Knowles. Garnet and Great. Tune in next time on Boldcastify College Series.
If this is your first time listening, then thanks for stopping by. This has been a Boldcastify production and is produced just for the people of Duval and beyond. Also, show notes and upload dates are found at boldcastify.com. Come back often and feel free to add the podcast to your favorites on Spreaker, SoundCloud, and YouTube. You can also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Periscope, and Snapchat at Boldcastify. All links are on social media. Think bold. Speak bold. Live bold. Boldcastify.